And we are live, it looks like. Hopefully everyone can see us, hear us, and welcome to, well, the initiative order. Anyone in chat, if you can't see or can't hear anyone as we're going through, please do not be afraid to speak up, because I'm trying to run the tech while I'm also, you know, being the wonderful storyteller. So, hello, and welcome to this session of Nightfall, an MA adventure, using the retrofuturistic urban fantasy role-playing game setting, powered by the 5th edition D20 system. Inspired by anime, manga, and Japanese role-playing games, welcome to a world where magic meets technology. Welcome to Deep Breath. Before we dive into player and character introductions, I just want to give a shout out to our wonderful sponsors and let you know what they have set up for you. I got my full list of all the sponsors, starting up with Session Zero Clothing. They got D&D inspired streetwear to upgrade your attire. You can use the code ORDER at checkout for 15% off. Gonna go ahead and drop that in there, if the chat will let me do that. And then I also want to give a special thank you to Norse Foundry, artisan dice makers. You can use the code TIO15 at checkout for 15% off. We also have Roaming Player Gear, which has tabletop gaming supplies by our own GotDM. You can use the code Carnaby20 for 20% off the Dice Tower and Dice Tray combo set. Also, Mithril Armory, with tabletop gaming supplies and gear. You can use the code Initiative for 10% off all store items. And lastly is Umbral Oculus Dice, artisanal dice by our very own Valrook. You can use the code again Initiative for 10% off a full set with Umbral Oculus Dice. Special thanks to Arcane Anthems for providing 100% royalty-free music for the gaming ambiance you get to hear during the gameplay. That music you hear right now is a special thank you to Arcane Anthems. And we are proud ambassadors of Jasper's Game Day, a charity trying to raise awareness and prevention of teenage suicide. Please check the links in the About section for more information. But now let's get into knowing who our players and who they are playing. We're going to go on the screen clockwise, moving over to the one next to me. Go ahead and take it away, Carly.
Hello, I am Carly. I use any pronouns are fine. I am at Twitter and basically every social media at CarlyBug, CRLYBUG. You can also find me on every other Wednesday here on the Initiative Order playing Kyceris Johnson, the Bladesinger Wizard, on Nicest Contention. Very, very fun. And yeah, I'm playing Adrian Calacatta tonight. He is a Maleadite animist, so very cool little hand-to-hand fighter. And yeah, a little fun fact about him, he has never been in a bar and not somehow caused a bar fight. So, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. That is the best way to describe.
Yeah.
Moving along the list, continuing clockwise. Go ahead, Beau.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beau, and I use they/them pronouns. You can find me all over social media at DorkyTeacher, and you can find me on Twitch at just DorkyTeacher. I will be playing Lockfrey Tenement. They also use they/them pronouns. They are a Parvu and a Weaver philosopher. The fun fact about them, they love knitting wool socks for their friends.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and take it away, Isla.
Good start, I'm muted. Hi there, I'm Isla. Known everywhere pretty much as Phoenix Over. So she, her pronouns, social networks are Phoenix Over and Isla Kane Official. I don't use them too much though. I'm bad like that. I really should do more social networking, but here we are. You can also find me on Thursdays. I play on Infinite RP in a campaign called Lost City of Madranis, where I play a gunslinger elf with a bit of a captain complex. That's always fun. I'll be playing Aethrgeist, she, her pronouns again. And they are, and I've got the sheet here because I'm still getting used to all of this, an Acodian Maldian, which, yes, I got that one right, I think. I did get the pronunciation right. There we go.
Yeah.
And I am playing I've literally lost that again. A mercenary. I'm playing a mercenary. So that will be good to go. One character fact, nobody in the above world, technically, knows this character's real name at all. But yeah.
I love the essence of mystery that comes with that. And moving over to Krimsin.
Hey, I'm Crimson Galaxy. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they. You can find me at Crimson_Galaxy_RPG on both Twitch and Instagram, as well as Sin_Gal on Twitter. One project. On Friday nights, you can catch me over on Nerds with Dice playing a Super Sentai RPG. My character is called Sugar Diamond. They are a Dalam soothsayer, huntbound. And one fun fact, they used to be a dog, but they were such a good girl, they got upgraded to humanoid status.
That's something you gotta love about the idea of, a dog that you love so much gets rebrought in some way, shape, or form. Moving over to Steph.
Oh, hi, I'm Steph, she, her pronouns. I am currently on the, oh my gosh, why? Hello. I play on Radio D&D. I play a changeling bard named Lux, and that's where you can find me. I'm also on social media at Plain Ethereal, Plain. Plain, get it? It's kind of a joke. Okay, we'll get there. Yeah, and I am playing today Haze Hayley, she, her pronouns as well. She's a human Zodian, and she is a celebrity. Oh, and her one fun fact, I think her one fun fact is that she probably color codes everything in her notebooks with like very specific highlighters. She's incredibly organized like that.
You gotta appreciate someone that color codes a notebook. It's a rainbow of details.
It really is. It really is.
And last but not least of the group, Cori.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Cori. I use she, they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, Lovedays, LOVDAYS_. You can find me here every other Wednesday, also with Carly, playing Helene Venris, a half-elf rogue. Who knows? And tonight I will be playing James or Jem, Calacatta. Is that how we're pronouncing it, Carly?
Sure.
Sure. James uses he, they pronouns. They are a Maliodite vanguard, and a fun, kind of two fun facts, because James is, first of all, the older twin brother of Adrian.
By 12 minutes.
Yep, by 12 minutes. And James's first bar fight was when he was 15.
I love that. I love the fact that we have twins involved because it's always going to be chaos in every way, shape, and form. And I am the storyteller, Jay. I go by the pronouns he, they, and you can find me on all social media at Just2Casual. You can stay up to date on all the Deep Breath Project on social media at Deep Breath RPG and the website deepbreathrpg.com. Joining the email list on the website means you'll be getting a copy of the Deep Breath sample adventure before the Kickstarter launch, where it takes you through an abandoned mall where you get to navigate the maze of low-powered buildings, guards roaming the halls, and machines that could prove to be your allies or your downfall. However, you are here for a different reason right now. You've heard the stories of how much magic was in abundance in the world before the Great Decline. What was thousands of casters reduced to a dozen? They brought their knowledge and power together to create artificial magic known as conduits. These conduits create society as we know. People do not know the nature of their magic, simply how to flip a switch, turn the dial, or maybe press a button, and the artificial magic produced throughout technology. 300 years later, people regain their magic. We are one generation separated from that with our collection of individuals who now thrive in a new powered society. Inhale anticipation, take a deep breath, exhale excitement, and prepare for Nightfall. I love that intro so much. You could not begin to imagine.
So good.
Special shout out to Brianna Flame for creating our overlay, our hold screens, and the video, and compiling most of the graphics you see here that presents this experience. But let us dive in. Over the last month, people have noticed that the moon has held a dark spot. Small at first, but has been expanding. We haven't had a full moon in well over a month when it was expected, and it's caused a small surge of complications throughout the land of Difirum, as creatures have begun to become more courageous, attacking larger villages, towns, and even going through the downtown metropolis of Pulse. Worst of all, communication has been broken between many things as technology has started to become disrupted by this alteration of the moon. There has been a small request for help to head up to the low-orbit space station Maikusha Kogamasu, sitting 80 miles above the planet's surface, and determine why communication has halted with the station. However, to save corporate face, it has been publicized as an orbital experience, where selected individuals will be going into the space station for a tour and to prove that all is well. Everyone has been gathered in the Cardian Field, south of Pulse City, where one of the airfields located with a functional launch pad for low-orbit spaceship. The individuals on board include 20 individuals, 6 of which are in this group right now. You've all been boarded on. All of your gear has been checked into the compartment at the lower part of the spaceship, getting ready to launch its way into low orbit. None of you have really been anywhere near space, and for the most part, none of you have been above the ground outside of maybe flying once or twice in a vehicle that only can go as high as 300 feet off the ground. So this will be the first time that everyone will be leaving the surface of the planet and heading so high into the air. And you'll all be placed inside of whatever seating arrangements that are available, kind of like an airplane, but more prepared to go into space. But as we kind of go in and everyone's getting seated, and you're kind of finding your seats and arrangement, we're going to take this time to kind of get to know who's boarding. So starting with the twins, James and Adrian, as you're boarding, how are your characters feeling? And also, let the other passengers know what they see as you get to your seat.
Yeah, I think, well, James is definitely trying to bring in their large beast mount.
Yeah.
And is about, James is a short king. He's 5'2", super pale skin, kind of has this midnight blue aura coming off of them, blue hair as well, looks to be about 19 years old or so. But yeah, pretty kind of excited, maybe jumping up and down a little bit, but still trying to bring that large beast mount inside.
Yeah, and Adrian looks, I mean, they're twins, so very similar. A little bit longer hair, kind of pulled back into a half ponytail because it doesn't all go up in it. A little bit taller at 5'3". Definitely that inch matters though, because the 12 minutes matters to Jim, so the 1 inch height difference matters to Adrian. And is just kind of trying his best to schmooze the people kind of helping them board into like, no, you don't understand. Like, this is part of our family. Like, she has to come with us, talking about his large beast that he has also, trying to get it onto the shuttle.
And you'll be one of the guards is trying to sit there. There's like a lot of guards getting into the gate, but you do see there's 2 specifically that are like on the actual ship itself. I don't know if we can and you see him kind of look over at the other guy. I don't know, like I mean, it technically can fit. We can get it on there. And they go for a moment. They kind of put the ear to their finger to the ear. Yeah, we gotta. Okay. Yeah, we can accommodate this. We can. It's gonna have to stay in the hangar bay on the space station. Can't really use this to travel among everything, but if it's family, then it's important to have, as they're uncomfortably trying to figure out how to get the animal onto the cargo space.
Perfect.
Yeah, just as a general public service announcement for you, mine is a little bit bitey at times, but have fun with it. Have fun.
And as you say
go ahead and walk away.
And one of the guards was about to reach and was like, I'm gonna not, just to be safe. And as you kind of get on your way to board, there's a moment where extra security shows up and starts trying to part the path, trying to have everybody clear the walkway space, as there's almost like you can hear people kind of chanting, oh my god, ah! in the far distance, as this would be the moment when Hayley would be approaching with a bodyguard of sorts, an escort guiding them, being someone that keeps them around. So as you're approaching, tell me, Hayley, how are you feeling and what are people seeing as you are approaching this tarmac space?
Well, I feel absolutely fantastic as always, especially when I'm out in the public eye. Everyone has to just see how great I look and how fantastic. So what everyone will see is probably a woman about 5 foot tall. She's got, ponytail, long black hair and we're a little similar to this style that I'm currently sporting, but just kind of in these really high ponytails on her head. And she's got these 2 Oni horns they start off as black and they go clear and they have little gold flakes in them. She's got really bright, almost lime green eyes that kind of have these little lines in them. She's wearing kind of a sportswear sort of thing with some really cute Reeboks or something, big chunky sneakers, and she's looking like she's ready to go, she's ready to travel. She's ready, and she's waving to everyone. Hi, it's so nice to see you. All that. So yeah.
And accompanying you would be an individual who is hired to quote-unquote protect you, but more so to protect everybody else from shenanigans. Though it goes by a different name, so tell Aethrgeist we know the secret name. Tell us how you're feeling and what do people see as you're approaching?
For the sake of this, I'll just say Aethrgeist for now. Aethrgeist is actually feeling really steely in this situation right now. Literally just analysing every single kind of detail and person that we're passing on the way through. What everyone else is seeing is this kind of 5'9", slender built, but very kind of. They're 5'9", but the way they carry themselves is even taller because they're very kind of lanky. And very upright. The posture is incredibly pronounced. But these piercing kind of ice eyes, these icy blue, almost bordering on white. White hair, kind of it's short and mostly to one side, more like an asymmetrical bob sort of thing. At one point, somebody gets a little too close and Aethrgeist literally growls at them, which exposes some fangs that you see as well. And generally speaking, anyone that, you know, very, not scatty, but the head and the eyes are moving very quickly. So it's just like very on it, very on it. It's someone who comes across a little bit uptight, potentially, but definitely seems like focused at the same time.
Well, as a person on the job, it makes sense as you help Haze get on to the ship for all that needs to be done. And some of the extra guards kind of come through. And once Haze is kind of on, they pull away from the passageway just in time for another pair of individuals who would be approaching, who have their reasons for being there. We'll start with Lockfrey as you're approaching the ship to get on. How is Lockfrey feeling, and what are the people seeing?
Lockfrey is very excited. Lockfrey would be walking up, probably leading the way for their friend behind them. They are a very, very, very short. If we stand short kings here, Lockfrey is the shortest. They are 1'11.5". They have this really, really tall, like yellow-orange hair that kind of sticks out right up. Very poofy, very large. Big white bushy eyebrows and a big white mustache as well. They are wearing these huge goggles on their forehead, and they are wearing this long, like light brown leather trench coat with 4 arm sleeves for their parvu body. The upper one is kind of standing there very prim and proper, and then the smaller lower hands are kind of knitting away at some small project kind of underneath their other arms.
And as you kind of walk on and approaching nearby would be Sugar Diamond. How is Sugar feeling, and also what are the people seeing?
I think Sugar Diamond's excited. They are seeing a about 3.5 foot tall, lavender crystalline skinned creature with like thorny vines as hair, but very large eyes, so it makes them look incredibly adorable. And the constant smile that they're wearing that doesn't seem to get off of their face really helps with the image. And as they like are running behind Lockfrey, hey, I know that you said that we are just going to a space station, but I hope that the moon is made out of cheese and that when we get there we can go and have some cheese.
Oh, Sugar, you know that the moon is not actually made of cheese.
You keep saying that, but I won't believe it till I see it.
No, it's been proven. Come. We have a mystery to solve. We have a reason for being here. And the sooner we get on, the sooner we can get there. Right?
Okay. And
Oh.
I forgot to bring up that they have a gigantic pack on that's probably about twice as tall as them, that is just held on with like board and tack, and like just to like loosen the load because they couldn't carry it without that.
Okay, so, and the guards that help around, they help with the unloading, unpacking, and getting everything onto the cargo. And as everyone piles on, you'll notice that there seems to be about 18 individuals, 20 if you count the pilots, that are all on this ship. There's 2 rows with 2 seats on each side, or 10 rows with seats on either side with 1 aisle in the middle. In the front, there is Haze, who has taken up 2 seats because no one sits in the seat next to Haze. And Aethrgeist will be on the other side, sitting across, also with a seat cleared. They paid extra for the seats so that no one would be in the way. And then following behind that, we have a series of seats which seems to be a collection of individuals. There are at least 2 armed professionals who seem to be the, they're like marshals, but they're obvious. They're armed and ready for whatever may happen. And there seem to be additional 2 medical professionals who seem to be on board. probably for obvious safety reasons of flying into space with civilians. And as everyone kind of gets buckled in, all right, we are getting ready for our departure, heading up to the Mykusha space station. We'll be breaking through the first part of the atmosphere to get into the orbit. Please make sure that you are locked into your seats and you have your table in the upright position as we get ready for the departure. We'll experience a bit of turbulence as we break through the atmosphere, and once that kicks in, the conduit will be crafted and secure you to your seats, and the gravity will lock us back in. So for now, take a seat, enjoy the in-flight movie. And then you'll see a projection like form in front of you on the seat in front of you, not like a monitor, but like just digitize itself, showing it seems to be a really low tier comedy movie right now that's playing on the screen as it gets ready to go up. And it starts to move, fly up, and there's a bit of turbulence just as soon as you lift up as it flies up, and it starts flying like an airplane, kind of parallel with the ground, and at some point you feel the shake as the angle goes straight up and starts flying upward. And as you see the city below fading in the distance further and further, and then slowly it becomes slightly dimmer and darker until you realize you're breaking through the atmosphere. There's a moment that everything starts to shake almost violently. You can even see some of the heat forming on the side of the ship as you're going at a speed, breaking through. And then after a moment, even though you see the outside of the ship shaking in the heat, there's this click, this almost magical essence that seems to secure you, and you no longer feel this shaking, although looking out the window you can see as the horizon of the planet is visible at this moment as you're flying through. It's calm for now, and the light comes on saying that you can unfasten your seatbelts and move around a bit. So if anyone would like to do something while it's making its last bit of flight, this would be the chance to do so. Anyone have anything they want to do on the ship going to space for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. I just want to say that I was looking around at all of the other characters, and I point at Aethrgeist, and I cast message. Hey, you look really cool.
Okay, very quickly remind me. I can communicate back with that, right?
I believe you can one time.
Yeah. Okay. Aethergeist looks around, just like trying to figure out where exactly that came from. And just literally just looks around, and then realizes the voice, because when Aethergeist came in, probably heard Sugar Diamond's very distinct voice. And then looks straight at Sugar Diamond. And then doesn't respond in message, just goes, okay.
And then
that's it.
One of the guards kind of comes by and just kind of leans over to Sugar. If you would be so kind to not craft any conduits while we're flying, it can interfere with the flight.
Okay.
And then the guard heads back to the back, and you'll kind of see there's one guard towards the back of this space, and there's one towards the front, kind of standing in front of the cockpit area. Any other? Yes, Haze.
Yes. So I am assuming like I have like a cell phone, right, or something of that nature.
Yeah, you would have an
Awesome.
Aether device.
Yes. So I take out my Aether device and I want to like live stream. Like, this is Instagram Live. We're going on TikTok. It's, something like that. It's like, hey everybody. Hey my little hey babies. So we're on our way. We're going up to the moon. This is so exciting. I know that everybody hasn't experienced this before, but I've just been #blessed. So I know everybody is just really, really excited for me. I'm so excited for me, and I'm just gonna have a killer time. So pop a question onto my Instagram or just vote on the poll and let me know like how you guys feel about this, and like what do you think I should wear while I'm here? How do you like my new hair? And it just goes like that for a while.
All right, 1 second. It seems like my overlay just glitched out. We're gonna be right back, and then we'll keep going.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah.
Broke it.
Hold on.
You saying the word "hey, baby."
That was
Broke
what it
Yes.
is.
Yes. Oh my god.
That literally just like came out of my brain before I could even like pull it back in.
It's one of those like
It was
you
so
say, and you're
good.
like, no, please come back.
No, we're not muted.
Oh.
And we are back. Apologize for the weird tech thing. It happened. I feel like when Sugarcast's message and the live stream interfered with the signal as we're heading into space and caused a whole glitch on the setup. But we're back. We're good to go. And yeah, so Haze, you were doing your live stream to your fans.
Yeah, to my hey babies.
To the Hay Babies, because that's what they are, the Hay Babies. And
Great.
that is it. It is locked in now.
Yeah, it's locked in.
The fact that it physically hurt you to say that, I
Yeah.
could see it on your face.
The regret in there lets me know that the flavor is all the right.
It's
So-
good. It's fine.
As you're doing your live stream, does anyone else do anything or react to the fact that the Hay Babies are getting this live stream up front?
Oh yeah.
Not to that. Not reacting to that at all. The whole time we were going up, Lockfrey had their head kind of like glued to the window. Are there windows?
Yeah, the windows are.
Okay.
It's like an airplane,
windows.
but it's flying up into space instead.
Mm-hmm. So they would be kind of just like glued to the window, just like astonished, having never gone up into space before in their 100-year lifespan. And then as soon as they get the okay to get up, they are going to jump out of their seat and try to find anyone who looks any kind of official, and just start asking them questions about how the ship functions and various technical questions about the ship itself.
All right. So you have a couple options. There are in this. So you're in the 5 rows. You're in row 4 on the left side. You and Sugar are on that side. To your right are civilians. Behind you, there's at least one medical professional on the left, and then there's one on the right. There's a guard in front of the cockpit in the front, and at the far back, which would probably lead to the cargo space or another hold, is another guard. So you can try to talk to any of those 4 people in terms of who might seem the most professional in terms of what's going on.
No, like stewardess or anything like that.
No, this seems a little more controlled. It's less of a casual comfort flight.
Well, all right then. I'm gonna go right up to that guard then.
All right, you go to the guard towards the back. Yeah.
Hi. This is incredibly fascinating. Would you be able to maybe perhaps explain a few things to me?
What do you need explained?
Well, for starters, how are we standing on the floor? How are we, able to counteract the effects of gravity and no longer pulling us and keeping us in our seats? And well, now we are sitting. How or standing in your case?
And you could see, like, he's kind of looking like, not that he fully knows. He's like, well, to my understanding, we fly up, and then the plane doesn't let you fall.
Right. It's not exactly the explanation I was hoping. Would I be able to speak with the captain?
You can speak with him on arrival.
Oh. Well, very well.
Do you need the restroom? And points over to the restroom to the left of him.
No.
Okay.
How long until we arrive?
We're gonna reach the acceleration point in 10 minutes, and then from there it's 10 minutes after, so we're 20 minutes away.
I see.
And Lockfrey's gonna stand there and just continue knitting.
Stand there, like, in front of him?
Yeah. Just wait.
And the guard just stands there, kind of like, arms crossed, and, like, keeps looking down at you, like, okay. And just continues standing there for a little while, waiting for your next question or you to do something other than stand there.
I would like to examine this man. What does he look like? Who is he? What is he carrying?
Give me a investigation.
Investigation, you say? Where's my character sheet? There it is. Investigation. Oh, the natural 20.
All right. First natural 20 on the first roll. That's how you know it's going to be a good time.
Plus 7. 27.
All right, what you're able to notice is this individual seems pretty heavily armored. Seems to be wearing a suit of body armor, tactical gear. It's not quite heavy. It's more of a medium armor. Has at least one heavy pistol and a heavy rifle to his back. There's at least 2 knives, one strapped to each boot that you can see from this side. You can only presume there's a third one on the back of his hip. He has several ammo belts or slots for ammo cartridges for both the rifle and the pistol. It also appears that you can see he has on his left hip a auxiliary component pouch, meaning he has some form of aether crafting, some hints of magical essence to them. Other than that, he seems to be a dark-skinned human. Nothing seemingly special about him at direct observation, but with the investigation you got, you can see the hint of the rough skin and the unique eyes and bone structure that he's probably part Mendakin, that ogreish yokai essence kind of in the eyes and the way the jaw is formed. So he's more of the tougher individual despite being a human.
Does he have a name tag?
Doesn't have a name tag, just has an employee ID number. With that investigation, you also know that he has an employee ID number that has Aether Communications Tower, employee SC 5-digit number. So it seems to be a private security for Aether Communications Tower that runs an overall security for Aether Communication Tower, which is, as you know, the people that made our cell phones at first.
And does he have a rank that is displayed at all?
Not that you can tell. But that, with the investigation, you can determine without the rank, that probably means he's general security, like not a supervisor of any capacity.
Tell me, is carrying this many weapons standard procedure on a vessel like this?
All things that Aether Communication Specialty require utmost security and require full tactical preparation. In case of any individuals trying to board, hijack, or otherwise any activity, we must be prepared to eliminate, disarm, and eliminate any target.
And how many times does that happen in, say, a month?
None.
Well, that's good.
And again,
How
he's
do you
like
remain
looking
prepared
down.
for such a long time? If you're prepared all day, every day, surely you must get distracted at some point.
They pay me pretty well. Makes it easy to just sit here and guard a plane that no one is willing to try to actually hijack.
So you're telling me that no one has ever tried to hijack a plane like this?
No, usually the fact that we're here is enough of a deterrent.
Interesting.
Not only that, it's an Aether communication tower plane. Anybody that tries to use any high-level conduit immediately will suffer repercussions. Anybody trying to use any weaponry will be met with lethal force immediately. No one would have a chance.
Well, you seem very confident in your abilities, I will say that. How is it that you are able to determine that when we use conduits or not? Is it just by observing, or do you have some other means of detecting magic? Or conduits, I should say.
Aether Communications has a special way to sense all use of conduits and other magical affinities, meaning once it's used, we can pinpoint the location. Similar to the way your phone works with GPS, it sends a ping letting us know.
Well, that is very fascinating. I should very much like to learn a little bit more about it. Maybe could I see the device?
And then you see him kind of like take, you see him like hold over his eyes, doesn't wear glasses, but he's like doing that. And you can see like there's glowing. These contacts provide us the ability to detect. Essentially, they give him a passive detect magic at all times.
Fascinating. Tell me, what is your name?
Terrence.
Terrence.
I mean, Officer Clayton.
Terrence Clayton.
And then at this
Mr.
point,
Clayton?
the guard from the other side kind of comes up. Do we have a problem here?
Absolutely not. I'm just having conversation. Why would you like to join our conversation?
And you can see like this one's a smaller build, skin more like glass in appearance, the dark eyes, and they have the same type of tactical gear, but theirs seems a little bit more lightweight. If you don't need the restroom, I suggest you get back to your seat.
Well, you're not as good a conversationalist as my friend Terrence here, but very well.
And I would have had like tucked away on my book. I would have taken out like a notebook and have been like writing things down as he's talking.
Yeah, and a notebook's not something they would have taken from you. It's a fair enough carry-on.
Mm-hmm. While still continuing to net.
Would the size of this kind of capacity that we're in, would that conversation be hearable, or is that kind of too far away?
No,
Okay.
it would. Yeah, it's not. It's like picture like a private plane size. It's about as big as it's like half the size of or like the small school bus kind of thing, or it's about that size of where you guys are sitting specifically.
Okay. As soon as Lockfrey started asking very specific technical questions, especially when it came to things like, how are you analyzing this? How are you doing this? Someone might notice that Aether was actually kind of not directly looking at the conversation, but wasn't looking around as much during that, and kind of was just focused and like head was slightly tilted during the majority of that conversation.
Okay. Go ahead, Sugar.
We say that for the majority of that conversation, Sugar was peeking her head up over the seat and looking at the video that Haze was doing.
Absolutely. You were on that side. You can look over and be like, what's going on over there? To try to peek at the video.
I also want to say, while Haze is making that video, I'm going to elbow Adrian, kind of point over, then reach into my bag, pull out a glow stick, and just kind of look at Adrian.
Yep, I'll grab one of mine out of my bag.
Stand up.
Yep.
Kind of walk over behind this video and basically start doing like a little rave in the background of this live stream.
So Haze, it's being like are you doing like a selfie version of the camera, right?
Yes, totally. Just 100% like this. Yeah.
So as you're doing your live stream, behind you, you see two Meliodites just come in, glow sticks, rave status behind your video.
Oh my gosh. Hold on, hey babies. And she just like turns around and is like, "Hi, what's happening here? What's happening? What's going on?
Glow
What's
sticks. It's glow sticks.
I have another one in my bag if you want me to go grab
Yeah.
one.
I have some too.
Glow sticks are not really my style, though I could understand why you guys are into it. It's just not my thing. Yeah, I'm kind of like live streaming here, so
Yeah, we're just adding to it.
Yeah, just a little background, you know.
Yeah. It needed some excitement.
Haze, her eyes flit up and look over to Aethrgeist as it help me.
And at this point, I interject myself between Haze and the camera.
Oh. All right, so Haze, you look over to Aethergeist, you're giving the signal help me.
Yeah,
just
so
as
Aethergeist
Sugar comes up.
Literally, kind of just darts up, and literally, just kind of who is above 5'9" here?
None of us.
Anyway.
This is
Do you know what?
Squad.
This might be one of the shortest characters ever made, and yet somehow they're the tallest. So perfect. Aethergeist's just weird, lanky, tall build just kind of stands over everyone, and she kind of just stands there. And despite being very slim, seems very imposing. She just kind of looks at everyone, and then she doesn't bark, but she kind of growl and says enough. I'm not gonna do that because I don't want to hurt my microphone. It's not the best.
Do you want to play?
Adrian just looks at Jim like, what the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Haze takes a deep breath that seems very measured, and she's like, "All right, hey babies, that was a great stream, but as you can see, there's a lot going on the flight right now, so I've gotta go. See you guys later." And she ends the stream very quickly and very abruptly, and the mood almost changes, and she's like, "I mean, come on, do we have to rave in the background?"
Oh, we do.
Ugh.
Absolutely. I mean, it was, dude, that stream was.
You see other civilians kind of looking around. The other individuals who came with you are kind of like, what is going on? Some of them are kind of semi-cowering. Other people are trying to maybe pull up their camera to try to take video of whatever's about to happen. But as it happens, the Maliodite guard kind of steps in the center of the area. Okay, that's enough. Everyone, seats. And then snaps her finger, and the light, the seatbelt light comes on. You know what the light means. Take your seat, buckle in.
I
Thank
just kind
you.
of salute and head back to my
I
seat.
return to my seat.
Just before getting back into seat, Aethergeist pulls something out of her pocket, sits down, then hands it over to Haze.
What is it?
Well, put it in your ear. You'll find out.
Okay. She puts it in her ear, just,
And then every time kind of Aether says something after that, it's a lot more pronounced. It's just a comms device. We'll need it once we get up there, in case we get separated.
Okay, sounds good to me. I'll make sure that won't happen. I will try not to lose my temper.
And you've been provided the other half, I believe, of the two-way communicator.
Yes.
Which works. It's basically sending, but concealable and just accessible just because it's in your ear. It's one of those, as long as you speak, you can choose to willingly use the comm or your regular, or both. They can be used interchangeably at any point without having to directly interact with it.
Very cool.
Oh, so is there you still obviously audibly have to speak then? It's not like a free message.
It is a free. You can use it that way.
That's so you can use it. Okay.
Yeah, it allows you to basically
Awesome.
cast message or speak openly, and then anybody on the other side can hear it as well. It can be either or both.
Cool. Awesome.
So
Fantastic.
after a few more minutes, you start to get this aggressive shake once again. And then as you do that, you feel yourself getting kind of pulled into the seat as the ship is flying much faster. And then after a while, it goes to a very hard stop. And then you can actually get eyes on the fact that you're seeing this glorious metallic structure before you. This massive sphere connected to other spheres, kind of like a makeshift solar system of metallic subspace stations. And you're getting pulled into one of the larger, not the largest, but one of the larger ones. as one of the as Terrence. Okay, everyone, we'll be getting ready to board. Just please ensure that if you've had anything, tuck it away, and we'll be doing one more search just in case. Please do not try to take anything from the ship onto the space station. Please, if you broke anything, leave it as is. We will deal with it later. And you can see the Malideck guard kind of looking and just giving like a soft nod. And then the ship eventually comes into what it seems like a docking port as the windows close and the lights on the ship come on. And after a little while, the exit port opens, allowing you to step off like a tarmac of a regular airplane into what seems to be like a spaceship hangar. You can see several other people moving around, from guards, researchers, and a few other people, a lot of civilians, dressed in very unique clothing. They're wearing like these black jumpsuits with like white trims, and on the back it has ACT on it. Most you would recognize the ACT logo of Aether Communications Tower. And everyone knows there's an actual civilization of people living on this space station. So these would probably be the denizens of the area kind of moving around. And there's a welcoming party before you. There's this seeming Mendakan female. She's tall, 7'8", muscular form. She's got dreads on her hair, and she kind of comes over and gives like a gentle bow. Welcome to my Kusha, and welcome to our home. I believe we are part of the arriving party to get a tour sent on the lottery picks for, well, seeing how it is living on this space station, yes? Excellent. Okay, well, we'll be gathering your things, and you see several other members kind of grabbing bags and so on. We'll be getting you all set up into the area you'll be staying at for the foreseeable amount of time. And if you have any questions while we go through, have no worries. You can ask as much as you need. I may not have all the answers, but I'll answer everything that I can as promptly as possible. And immediately she turns and motions for you to start following, and walks in a very like elegant style, arms behind her back, wrist over wrist, and this very graceful stride moving across. You follow?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Haze like goes immediately, leads the charge, all that. She's ready.
Miss Hayley, I do implore that you don't get too overzealous here.
Okay, I'll try not to. It's just I'm really excited about this. This is just
Remember, it's a space station, not a mall.
fine. I mean, they don't have a mall on this space station.
Do you ask
I don't
that?
know.
Okay. And as you kind of move through, the woman, my apologies, you can call me Tora. I am currently the individual in charge of ensuring community safety at the Gamma Station, which is where you'll be residing. This station has multiple spheres in which different denizens live, from A all the way to G, and named as such Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, and Gamma. And it starts guiding you out of the hangar into like seemingly a hallway space. And as you enter that hallway space, you'll see that it's like plexiglass on either side that lets you see into the horizon, where you kind of see something similar to my background, where it's like this horizon above the planet, but not so far that you're away from it, but you can still see the beauty beneath you as you're walking through this station, and you see other orbs of the other areas around. This is the Gamma Quadrant, where we get to enjoy the most recent amenities. This is actually the most recently built one, so you get to be, well, in the most prestigious area possible. And she just continues walking, and you see other people. You're kind of between the group as everybody's holding your baggage kind of behind you, following. Along with other civilians. It's you and, right now, 14 other individuals kind of walking along with you. And as you kind of make your way through, you get past these hallways and enter this passageway full of doorways along each side, and this will be the quarters that you've been provided. And she walks through to the first one. This one we have for and she like waves her hand, and like basically a projection comes up in front. The Calcattas?
Calacatta, you're close enough.
Yeah, good enough.
This one is for James. You'll have your room right here. And it's like a long hallway with about seemingly 8 doors on this side, and there's another hallway on the other side. And then the following rooms are labeled as such. It comes down, and we have James, Adrian, kind of steps back. We have one for a Sugar Diamond, one for a Lockfrey, steps back. And we have these back rooms. We'll skip this one. This one's for Miss Hayley, and this room is for Unlisted Companion.
Yeah.
I should be down as Athena Black if you need it for official purposes.
Okay. Yeah, we were told to be discreet with the naming, so I appreciate actually having a name to provide. And you
It's
see her
fine.
like she taps the screen and then starts typing on a hovering keyboard, and then the name updates on this hollow projection, and then moves her hand down and it closes. Well, you'll get your rooms all set up, and you see the individuals come in with your bags, kind of just setting them in the room, and as just randomly in front of the main space, nowhere particular for you. Well, you can all get settled in this space, and then when you're ready, you can all head out into the main gathering area. It'll be a beautiful experience to have you all here. And then she walks away, and after everyone drops off your stuff, kind of like leaves you within this hallway space, and then heads down the hallway, continuing the path where they originally came from. And you see other of the civilians getting their stuff dropped off, going into different rooms in this like cross-sectional hallway. What do you do?
Turn to the other members of our group here. Say,
Well, it is a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Lockfrey Tenement. I suppose we'll be spending the next little while together.
Yeah, Adrian.
Answer at once.
Yeah, it's
Hello.
good to meet you.
Hey everyone, I'm Sugar, but you can call me Shug.
I won't be doing that.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah. I'm James. You can call me Jim.
I won't be doing that.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh man.
I like you.
Well, I'm sure as all of you know, I'm Haze Hayley, international stars. You know, just
What do you do? I haven't ever heard of you.
Wow, that is. Well, every opportunity that somebody doesn't know me is an opportunity to teach them about me. So I do a little bit of everything. I sing, I dance, I'm on social media. I'm a fashion star, as you can tell. I just, I do it all.
And you hear from like one of the other group of civilians, "Oh my God, that is Hayley! She's
Hi!
Huh?" You see one of them like wave nervously, and the other one like elbows them, and they go into their respective rooms.
I don't get it. How does doing any of that make you famous?
I sing, I dance, I am fashionable. I don't know how to explain
I
this.
sing and dance.
Maybe you just need some better PR people. I don't know. It's, it's just, I have the look, I have the aesthetic, I have, yeah, I've got a lot of the stuff that you need.
respect, get that bag.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, and then I just walk into my room.
It
And
was so nice meeting you.
You too.
And
It was
it-
interesting meeting you.
And as you each enter your rooms, it's a pretty nice room. It has a large king bed full of space. It's a singular room that has its own private bathroom and a small little kitchenette space that allows you to do small prep work, but it doesn't seem fully like having more amenities than just enough to be like late night activities. Otherwise, nothing for full preparation. But you do also have your own personal walk-in closet space to put stuff in there, so you can have things as you need for whatever you want to have stored in there. As you kind of go through your equipment, everything has been brought to you, including some of your armaments, but there is a note saying you won't need these. Please don't use them unless permitted or using the designated areas.
Question.
Answer.
When we got onto the shuttle, I have, I can't remember exactly what they're called, but they're basically brass knuckles. did they take those, or did I still have those on?
You
Do I
would
have
have
to worry about?
you would have had to have stored those.
Okay,
Yeah, they check for anything that could have been a weapon outside of like
that's fair.
standard carry-ons, like pens, pencils, and other things. They're like,
Cool.
Whatever.
I'm gonna put those back on and just walk around with my hands in my pockets.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Or put on some like gloves or something over it, just trying to don't want to be caught without those.
And as you kind of get all established in the space, maybe seemingly an hour or so goes by. Time feels a little weird, especially since you're no longer on the actual surface of the planet to get that concept of time. You all get a soft doo-doo-doo. Please come to the gathering hall. And you kind of hear it over an intercom. It's not so much from a singular speaker, it's almost like a radial sound that comes from everywhere, but nowhere distinctly. And then you all kind of get a pop-up on the door to your room that gives you a soft map of the area telling you to come out your room, go down this hallway, and come to the gathering hall.
I open up my door and run.
All right, Sugar, you
Quickly
run towards.
behind Sugar, you'd have Lockfrey being like, wait, we've talked about this.
Hurry up!
I'll open my door, and I'll have like this little small like square type thing, and I'll knock on Adrian's door.
It's already like the second you go to knock, open it.
We probably need these, and then I'll hand him one of the two-way communicator little pieces. And pop it
And
in.
that's why we don't have much money left, Jay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Between that and horses.
Yep.
Horses.
Hey, what horses?
What horses?
And then I'll kind of like I'm wearing a jacket, and I'll show Adrian like I have some of his throwing blades like
Perfect.
in the interior of the jacket.
Perfect.
And I'll just kind of
Just in
back
case.
up. Yeah. Hey, you never know.
Yeah, I also have them in my jacket.
25
A few like
each.
tucked into the boot, and just it's that scene where they're like, "Oh yeah, take all your weapons," and it's just 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Of disarming for hours, getting all
Yeah.
these weapons.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yep.
That makes sense. So then
Always overly prepared.
we have Adrian and James making their way. Sugar and Lockfrey. Haze and Athena. What are you two doing?
I think that Haze kind of just like peeks out the door a little bit to try to make sure that what she perceives to be her bullies have kind of gone ahead of her, and like sends like through the two-way communicator, like sends a message to Athena and is like, okay, I think that they're gone, so we can kind of go now.
They're long gone. I was waiting myself.
All right, yeah, let's head out. Let's, try to. I'm cautious. I'm being cautious, like you told me, cautious.
You don't need to be too cautious. I'll take up the rest of it. Just don't do anything stupid.
Okay.
And then you make your way to the gathering.
Can I walk up to a guard right away?
Yeah,
And
there's guards posted all over the place, so you can walk up to one.
I'm gonna walk up to one of the guards once we get closer and just pull out of my pocket and be like, I didn't know what I was supposed to do with these. And it's like 10 of the fold down tray clicky things.
You took the as the guards looking at you like, what did you take those from?
They just fell off in my hands. It wasn't my fault. Okay, bye.
As you like hand him over, and he's just like, and then Lockfrey, you see as the individual just kind of like sets them down on a counter space nearby and just does like a quick radio. Like, yeah, I need a technician, I think. I don't know. Just, yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. She's a little bit impulsive. Here.
And I'll just, what would be an appropriate amount to give to cover the cost of this?
You would know because it's like a small piece of a large plane that.
Like the for the work of it, like.
Yeah, like if you start trying to looking for money and like seeing that, they're like, you don't need to. We'll get it sorted out. You are guests here, so please enjoy. And then motions you to continue down the hall space towards the gathering.
Terribly sorry. Try to keep them under control. Sugar.
And as you kind of continue all down in different groups, when you first arrive, these double doors open up and you see this massive, almost like atrium space with this massive tree actually in the middle with a garden around it, but it's kind of like in an enclosed space over a balcony, and around you see eateries that are made of all kinds from all across the land, from all kinds of food places, and there's also a few other areas that seem like arcade spaces. It almost has the essence of like a carnival space, but like it's intentionally designed this way for recreational activities. From a sporting area, there seems to be like courts for sports that involve, things that are similar to basketball and so on. These areas that allow for recreational and tons of food areas. But as soon as you open the doors, you see this and the humanoid coming in, known as Terrence. Welcome to the gathering area. You are welcome to all the amenities. This is for you. And hands Sugar and Lockfrey being the first, basically seem like identification cards with a picture on them. These will be used as your credit while here. You just swipe these at any of the games, foods. They've already been loaded up with everything you should need for this time to enjoy yourself. Enjoy. And as each of you comes in, it's kind of the same thing. Terrence comes in, it's like, here's yours. Here's the spiel. Enjoy the area. And since Sugar and Lockfrey are the first to come in, what's the first thing you would try to go towards with this access pass, so to speak, of this general area? There's all kinds of people, seemingly a few civilians that you came with, including Torres there, kind of sitting looking at the tree, hanging over the balcony. What are you looking for while you're here?
Lockfrey would be immediately going around and doing a quick sweep of the area, kind of getting vague ideas of who everyone is, like giving each person that is in there either a code name to help describe them, or getting their actual name if they can see it, brief description of exits and entries, and generally just try and get a lay of the land.
All right, go ahead and give me just a perception check to get that kind of observation of the layout.
That's good. That is not as good. That is a 9.
9. With a 9, it's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of people moving around, a lot of activities, and a lot of noises, and it's hard to get an idea of where anything distinctly is. It seems almost intentionally designed to just let you get lost in this space. It's almost like that idea of how Vegas is designed without clocks, so you don't know what time it is. It's got that kind of vibe, so it's just disorienting, but also exhilarating. So you're not able to get much from outside of that.
I'm
Sugar?
looking for fun things. What's fun?
There are everything from... There's board games, digital games, displays, arcade-style games. There's eateries. There's other sport things. There does seem to be distinctly a table of people that have several sets of dice, and they have a bunch of paper as they're writing things down. As one person exclaims, "I would like to rage!" You don't know what they're specifically doing over there, but one person was super excited about that. What would Sugar consider fun?
Join the group.
Probably fighting.
Fighting? Do you ask around for that?
I think I just look around to try to get a measure of the people on the ship to see who would look like they would be fun to fight.
go ahead and give me your perception check, as I believe James and Adrian, you would be the second group to come in. You have been given your passes. What is it that James and Adrian look for in terms of fun?
Bar?
Bar's very easy to see. You see this this little in the back, like not in the immediate passage you come in, but in the back, big sign. It says the Neopolis, where it has this neonopolis, and it seems to be this glowing, vibrant area with pulsing lights, but it has a very nice, gentle air to it. On the other side, you see some people coming in and out. It seems to be the bar, as you can see some people coming out with drinks, and other people from this area you see kind of dancing their way out and laughing and whatnot. It seems like the Neonopolis is your go-to possible bar.
All right. As we approach it, I'm going to say I'm not starting anything this time. I
Say
swear.
that. You say that
I
every
know.
time.
I know. This time, I don't want to be pushed out of an airlock or something, so, like, I'm going to be really careful.
Are you? Are you actually?
I am. Cross my heart. That's the wrong side. Cross my heart.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm
That would be a
gonna pay
total
for
of
whatever you do.
17.
All right, so you're both going over there, and you got a 17 sugar. So you notice it's a civilization of people. So does seem to be some people who, depending on what kind of fight you're looking for, you've got tons of Parvu, the small creatures in forearms, a few Mendakins who are ogre-sized individuals who look a lot like yokai with their facial structures. You see a few Maliadites with their skin made of marble, others porcelain. You see even a few Iros, skin made of minerals. Some's having the air of water in their actual flow. Others hair blowing like wind. You see a mix of a lot of people, all seeming capable in one way or another. So the plethora of options is abundant for you.
I think I saw those two walk by with, I'd say 17 perception. I saw those two walk by talking about not starting a fight, right?
Yeah, I don't think James
I think I
or
would
Adrian are
follow
quiet.
them
Absolutely.
at that point.
Absolutely, you saw us.
All right, so Sugar, you'll start going towards James and Adrian, who are going towards the Neonopolis bar, while Haze and Athena, you are entering. You've been given your passes. You've been given the access that lets you enjoy whatever you need to over here. What is it that Haze would consider fun to find here?
I think that kind of like the eateries. I think that she's definitely interested in like the aesthetic of the place. Like she definitely wants to see like where's the best place to take a photo, where's, you know, the best place to eat around here, or to, you know, check things out. Maybe a little less crowded of a location. It does seem like she's really here for like advertising purposes and to just kind of like make her content and put it out there and then just go home. So yeah, she's kind of like looking around. I think that she's intentionally attempting to avoid Jim and Adrian a little bit. She feels like they 100% bullied her. This is a skewed view, I will have to say, but she 100% feels bullied. She feels terrible. So yeah, she wants to go like maybe, you know, like grab something to eat and like take a couple of photos, getting ready to bite down on some stuff.
All right, yeah, you can find plenty of eateries, so you can find plenty of places that are like, some of them actually recognize you, like, oh my god, Haze, you're here. Others, you can tell, they're like, Haze? Sure, I guess. And you can kind of get the gist that living on this space station, they're not too caring on all the influencers on planet side. But there's a few who are like, oh, I saw your live stream, I was so excited that you were arriving, a few of them like that. So you find eateries to get some good pictures. Athena, anything? Are you just following with Haze, or are you approaching a different?
I'm absolutely following. Though again, my eyes are darting at first everywhere. We're going to analyze kind of entrances, exits, people, groups that look like they might cause trouble, groups that look like they wouldn't cause trouble. In fact, that's kind of important too. So yeah, it's just a lot of analyzing as we walk along, to the point where like almost if Haze says something, it will take a couple of seconds for Athena to respond, because Athena's probably a little bit lost in the kind of mental drawing of a map in her mind. So
Go ahead and give me your perception check as you're kind of doing this scan.
Gotcha. Okay, hang on. Just get what my perception is.
And while you roll that, James, Adrian, and Sugar, you enter this neon bar that has this like flashing lights. It's a bit overwhelming at first, but it starts to grow on you almost as this, once you pass through the threshold, you feel this overwhelming sense of calm and also excitement. As you enter, I will need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Shit.
The Lotus
alright.
Casino.
God, that's exactly what I thought.
Oh, 1.
That's a natural 1.
I love
Starting it off
so
right.
much.
Hold on. That's a 15 for me.
15. And Sugar?
You're muted.
I think you're muted.
16.
16. All right, so Adrian and Sugar, as you kind of go in, you're like, oh, it's relaxing, but you kind of keep your bearings. However, James, you come in, and this wave of euphoria comes over you, and you're enthralled. You are suddenly, you're craving. You're like, let me get food, let me get drink, let me dance. The urge and you basically lose control of your impulse, and now you just want to party as hard as you can. As you have been hit with a custom deep breath spell known as Party On.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh.
That is perfect.
I love this.
Yeah, Jim is absolutely just like, yeah, shit. Okay. We'll kind of like dance their way over to the bar. Be like, yeah, just whatever, like talking with the bartender, like, give me whatever you want, surprise me, like, I don't care, just whatever. And then, yeah, it's just like, ooh, okay.
All right.
This is fun.
So as you're doing that and the bartender's making your drink, Adrian, what are you doing?
I'll just be kind of looking at him because normally he's a partier, but they're not on this level all the time. So I'm like, you that excited about it?
Like in the moment, and just like jamming, isn't even listening to Adrian. Absolutely just dancing his little heart out.
As you're doing that, Sugar, you see James, who had this kind of certain demeanor, goes in and immediately like drops that guard and is like ready to party all of a sudden. What do you do, Sugar? As you observe this happenstance, and alternatively, there's a it's people are dancing. There's a pool table kind of in the back. There's some lounge areas for people to sit. Seemingly, seems like a hookah lounge area space in the back, doing some form of vapor of sorts.
You know, I'm gonna completely ignore the James situation, and I'm gonna walk up to the bar and be like, where do I fight?
And then
Immediately. Oh, sorry.
you see at the bar, you see this Parvu who's standing at the eye level of the bar, and you can kind of see as you kind of observe over, they're standing on seems to be a ladder that has wheels at the bottom. You're looking for a fight. Okay. What you want to do? Head to the back of the vapor space. Head left. You'll see an individual, spiked mohawk. Tell him you're looking for fun. He's got you. And then we'll slide you over a shot of some kind of alcohol. You might need that too.
I smell it.
It smells pretty much like sharp alcohol. It's essentially like, this is vodka. Nothing special about it.
No,
yeah.
thank you.
It's your loss, because you get in there, it's gonna hurt. This usually makes it easier to deal with.
Oh, it's... hurting is half the fun.
And then the Parvu shrugs with their upper arms as their lower arms are still cleaning a glass. And we come back over to Athena. What did you get for your perception?
Got 12.
12. With a 12, you're also, it's a lot going on, and you're also focused on keeping Haze in a secure safe. But as you're kind of looking around, you notice particularly there's this one individual that was walking towards the door, and you could have sworn for a second that they glitched in front of a wall and then reappeared where they were standing. Kind of like when video games have those moments when the lag happens and they kind of move around like a slingshot. You only notice it for a moment. No one else seems to respond, but that individual then goes through the door.
Okay, based on where it is, what are the amenities that surround that door?
Amenities around the door seems to be a few just random like carnival game style things. So there's like the shot put thing for the get into the hole. There's the rolling bowl and a basketball shoot. It's a few arcade games kind of around that door space.
Miss Hayley,
Yes.
excuse me for telling you how to do your job, but perhaps those carnival games would make a remarkable little couple of posts.
Oh my gosh, you're so right about that. I think that that's fantastic. You know, I haven't really had any like kind of carnival-y kind of content ever, probably. Yeah, she'll follow where Athena was kind of pointing and head over in that direction to take some interesting pictures by the skee ball.
For the hay babies.
For the hay babies. The leg up on the skee ball with like,
That's how you play skee ball.
Yeah. 100%. You get the feeling this woman's never seen a skee ball machine in her life. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lockfrey, what else are you doing? You didn't get a full scan of the space. It was a bit overwhelming. You're gathering your bearings. You see that some of the people you came with went to the bar. Some people are checking out the games. And other civilians you saw are just kind of chilling around the eatery that had arrived with you as well. What are you doing, Lockfrey?
Would I have spotted Aethrgeist and Haze coming in?
Yeah, you would have seen Haze and Athena coming in, and you would have noticed because Haze is not one for discretion.
So I would walk up to Athena and give a little tug at their pants and hello.
Athena literally shoots around, just like, and then looks down. Hi.
Hello again. Well, I couldn't help notice you never introduced yourself when I asked everyone's names.
Right. My name's not too important, but if you have to know, it's Athena.
Well, I think everyone's name is rather important.
Why is that?
Well, it's important to know who we're dealing with. Names are very important, after all.
Trust me. I'm not the kind of person you want to know if you're dealing with or not.
So, I take it Athena is not your real name, then?
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, considering you just told me you don't want to give your name, but if you must, that it is Athena.
It's just a preferential thing. Where I'm from.
And where is that exactly?
You wouldn't have heard of it. Just
Try
some
me.
slum. It's just a slummy place. Honestly. In fact, let's talk about something a bit more interesting, shall we? Such as why you're asking so many questions on the ship up here.
Oh, I simply love a mystery. And, well, skyships are things that I've never really been on, and I love learning more about those things. Unfortunately,
I
that
see.
guard was not very helpful.
Well, they are guards after all. The majority of them aren't there to talk about specifics. They're just there for punching and shooting.
I think you underestimate them.
Why is that?
Well, they are people after all, and people tend to surprise you.
I suppose. But it is my job to evaluate, is it not?
Is it?
You think I follow around Miss Hayley because I'm a fan?
Protection then?
Obviously.
Is it because Miss Hayley has been accosted before?
No, actually. Generally speaking, it's the nut jobs. The super fans. Those are the dangerous ones. You're not one of them, are you?
Absolutely not. I've never heard of a woman.
That's what the last one said.
Who was the last one?
The last one? It doesn't matter about the last one. Not anymore.
Am I getting the impression that she made this person disappear?
I feel like Athena's pretty good at obscuring what she's done. Whatever reference I think that Lockfrey gets from it is entirely on what Lockfrey's impression is at core.
And how much of Aethergeist's weaponry is visible, if at all?
Since we got to the rooms, she definitely looks a lot more kitted out now than when she was on the ship. But a lot of it is kind of, say for instance, like there's a very obviously holstered pistol on her right leg. And there are kind of some slots on the arms and across the chest that have these kind of like tiny little metal rings kind of poking out of them that are sort of finger-sized. You might be able to assume that they are very short blades. But most notably, there is also a sheath. A very kind of like dark, ornate sheath.
Well, I shall hope that I don't get on your bad side.
I hope so too.
Meanwhile, back in the bar, well, James is living the best life right now, and Adrian's checking. I need everyone in the Neonopolis bar to give me a perception. James, you'll have disadvantage.
Yeah.
7.
13.
13. And what do we get, Sugar? I think you're muted again.
I make mouth noises, so I mute. 13.
All right, so above a 12, you'll start to notice inside the bar, even though there's a lot that's disorienting about it, you'll notice a few of the individuals, while they're dancing, seem to shift for a moment in their position in that same glitch-like mannerism and get back to their normal dancing pattern. And then you could even notice for a moment when that happened that the lights seemed to have flickered. Not in the way that the strobes are going, but more so like maybe power was lost or something happened with the way the lights were functioning. If only for a moment.
James will, almost immediately stop dancing, still holding their drink, and will, glance at Adrian and glance at Sugar Diamond, then glance back at those people.
And
What is it?
they seem fine right now as you look. They're just kind of vibing.
Did you not see that, Adrian?
That was weird.
No.
You saw it?
Uh-huh.
What are we talking about? What did we see?
Everybody did a weird thingy where their bodies
No way.
hit
Dancing?
a pattern buffer.
No, this wasn't dancing. If it was dancing, it's really weird. It was like they just disappeared.
It's almost like they went away molecule by molecule and then reappeared in the same spots.
Huh.
I don't know how much I like this bar.
You want to
Let's
fight,
go to the
right?
fighting pits.
They're
And
I'm
then,
fighting. Oh god.
and then suddenly,
No.
across the entire gathering area, you hear and all the power seems to just, the lights go down and finally off. All machines that were powered by electricity seem to just stop functioning, and it goes pitch black for a split second before suddenly the emergency lights come on and you start to see the ground light up slightly so that you can still see what's going on, but the music is stopped and a lot of the other noises turn off. I saw Athena's hand went up real quick.
Yeah, Athena has gone from being what is effectively 10 to 15 meters away. The lights go off, and when the lights come back on, she's right next to, like, literally, like,
Perfect.
weirdly right next to Hayley. Like, are you okay?
So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're here. I was just about to run to you, but I couldn't really see. Yeah, I'm fine. She like, it almost is like she turned to like move to where you were, probably just like barely almost smacked into you. And it's like, no, I'm good. I'm just she tosses the skee ball in the way that she thinks skee ball should be played.
And
That's
that,
not-
Not at all.
How you do it? Just stay close, please.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna leave. I won't leave your side. Not at all.
and James, you also had something.
Yeah. Are there still people in the
Yes,
bar?
there are still people. I will even say specifically the people you saw glitch are there, and they're all shocked like everyone else. Like, what? Well, the music, come on, the lights. Oh, like you could see some people are pretty disappointed at whatever's going on. Sugar, you had a question as well.
Actually, I have a statement. I'm gonna use my forged lungs to immediately cast on myself, Longstrider to increase my speed, and then I run and I look for Lockfrey.
Okay, and as soon as you come out, you can kind of... Everyone's not scrambling, everyone's kind of in a pause right now, so you can spot Lockfrey hanging over around Athena and Haze right now, while James and Adrian, you see that everyone in the bar is kind of like, ah, come on. And then you start to see the lights shift from this emergency white light to having this strobe-like red light coming around, and a soft boom, 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 as we're gonna take a quick break before we figure out why the lights are out and what the noise is all about. Thank you everyone for tuning in so far. We'll be taking we're gonna aim for about 5 to 10 minutes. Small break for that, so we're gonna go ahead and give that time. In the meantime, don't forget to check out the website, deepbreathrpg.com, to follow on all the updates happening about Deep Breath and stuff including adventures like these. But until then, we'll be right back. And we are back, I hope. It looks like it's back. Hopefully we got video, we got audio, and say hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Beautiful.
Hi.
I heard voices from everyone on my side, so hopefully you did too. Let's go ahead. We're going to do a small reset the room, reintroduce everyone in this group, and then move over into the recap of the first half, and then continue on. So we're going to go around the circle, starting with Adrian.
Hello, I'm Carly, and I am playing Adrian Calacatta, however you want to say it.
Lockfrey.
Hello, everyone. My name is Beau, and I am playing Lockfrey Tenement.
Aethrgeist, otherwise known as Athena. I think you're muted.
The mute is powerful. It happens every time. Sorry, ask that again?
You and who you're playing.
Oh, yeah, hi, I'm Isla. I'm playing Athena Black. Aethrgeist.
And Sugar.
Hi, I'm Krimsin. I'm playing Sugar Diamond.
Haze.
Hi, I'm Steph, and I'm playing Haze Hayley.
And James.
Hi, I'm Cori, and I'm playing James Calacatta, however we're pronouncing it.
All of the above is correct. And to do a quick recap of where we were, we had all these individuals were all chosen, for one reason or another, by luck, by chance, by employment, or otherwise, to take a special trip to a low-orbit space station 80 miles above the planet's surface due to some recent events. The moon has experienced a dark spot that has alarmed a lot of people on the surface, and some people are tasked to head up to the space station to investigate. Others get a chance to just take a tour to save company face for what issues may be happening. So with that, each of these individuals got aboard the plane spaceship that will take them from the ground to this spaceship. They all encounter one another, in which some people were live streaming, other people were asking maybe one too many questions, and others tried to smuggle a horse onto a plane. Bring on a horse onto the plane to a space station. As they make their way to the space station, they got to encounter a lot of individuals. Our favorite new security guard, Terrence, apparently, because that's what the chat said, is their new favorite individual, as well as Tora, the individual in charge of dealing with interactions on this side of things, and the fact that people live on this space station. There's a total of 7 different spheres that orbit this overall station, and we are currently in Space Station Gamma. The individuals were provided their rooms to stay in, and then told to go to the gathering area where they can have time to just kind of interact with each other, intermingle, and so on. While there was an incident in which Athena had noticed an individual glitch, as if they were moving and experienced real-life lag, slingshotting their position for a moment. And later, James and Sugar noticed the same thing in the bar they were going to. And then suddenly, all of the power in this area of the space station goes down, and pitch black before the emergency lights radiate their soft white lights, letting you know we've got power. But then the soft whoom sound goes off of a muted alarm, if you would, and red lights flashing in strobe. And that's where we start to pick up. As you all hear the clamoring of voices, and then loudly, almost over an actual loudspeaker. This one seeming coming from the center atrium. For those inside of the bar won't see this, those on the outside will notice one of the guards actually has what appears to be like a megaphone. Attention, everyone. Attention, we are experiencing a mild technical difficulty in the space station. All is well, but excess power is currently being rerouted to maintain minimal functions. Everything is proper, but we do need you to head over to your residential spaces so we can get all the power moved accurately. This happens, this area has been rebuilt and has been structured. We're experiencing some power flow influx. Again, everything is safe, everything is secure. Please return to your domiciles. And with that, you see some of the guards kind of coming in, gently guiding people to the spaces. They're going through different pairs of doors to head towards what seems to be other resting areas. As such, people are clearing out of the bar, including where James, Sugar, and Adrian are all out, to come out to the atrium. Starting with James, Adrian, and Sugar, you're being guided out. What are you doing right now? I do see Sugar. You've got 2 fingers up. What's up? I think you're muted. The mute gods are pleased.
Before we went on break, I actually stated that I activated my forged lungs to increase my speed, and I dashed out the door as fast as I could.
That is right. You did say that.
So I immediately, just like you see me like a blur of motion, just on one side of the hall, and then I'm right next to Lockfrey. Like, you know that anime slide up motion?
Yup, pull up right next to him.
Yes.
So right now we have Haze, Sugar, Athena, and Lockfrey are all kind of near each other right now as this is all happening.
We shouldn't go back. There's something going on. A bunch of people hit a pattern buffer.
A pattern buffer? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
I mean, like, they went all staticky, and then they stopped being staticky. It was only like a fraction of a second.
Interesting indeed.
I'd like to look around. Is best security officer in the land,
Terrence
Clayton, around?
Terrence Clayton is actually located standing in front of the door that you all entered from your domicile area, kind of helping people navigate, trying to help control the flow of traffic, being the lower tier guard that Terrence is, kind of just helping keep traffic flowing.
I'd like to wave him over.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics. You are 2 feet tall in a crowd of people.
I lift them up.
Not quite 2 feet.
I'm giving
but-
them the help action.
You're helping?
by
Okay.
lifting them up.
Okay. Great. Advantage.
Not quite 2 feet. Very important.
Yeah, not quite. Just
1
under
foot
two.
11 and a half.
That's right. Not quite 2.
All right. Acrobatics. That is a 15.
15? Okay, so you'll kind of like, as Sugar's holding you up, you're like waving with 2 arms, being like, hey, and Terrence is trying to move people through.
4
and
arms, thank you.
All 4 arms up? All right, all 4 arms up. As Terrence is trying to motion people, looks over and like waves, like trying to be like, I'm working. I'm navigating people down the.
I'm here.
Is he within 30 feet of me?
Yeah, I would say he's within 30 feet.
All right. I would like to use my telepathy to speak into his head.
Would you kindly come over here? I have a few questions for you.
And as he's like waving, he jumps. As he like tries to go to one guard, he's like points over towards you, and the other guard shrugs, and he kind of goes around the crowd, looks down. What's up? Are you hurt?
Well, I was hoping you could illuminate this current predicament. Perhaps you could tell us exactly what is going on?
Pulls out a flashlight. You need light?
No. Oh dear. Well, would you mind telling us what is happening?
Oh, there was a mild power conflux.
Do you think you can please answer with a little bit more
Specificity.
slow-speaking specificity?
The power. The space station has a certain amount of power designated based on how much energy we have flowing through. Gamma's one of the most recent under construction, if you don't count Sphere H, which is under construction. So sometimes we have a small power blip.
Okay, can I ask you a question? If we're low on power, how come you're running holograms?
Holograms?
People that aren't really there.
Are you okay? People that aren't there.
What my lavender friend is trying to say is they seem to have noticed a few strange occurrences. People moving erratically.
And as this part of the conversation come up, James and Adrian, you would have been guided out of the bar and kind of guided with the flow of traffic, which you would end up seeing some of your previous flight mates as well as domicile spacing area kind of off to the side talking to Terrence.
Yeah, as we're making our way out of the bar, I'm gonna like look at Adrian and kind of just be checking him over, being like, okay, is he okay? Like he's got all limbs, like that sort of thing. And I'm gonna be like, okay, what did you do?
What?
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
So we just went in a bar and all the power went out and it wasn't
It
you.
wasn't me. It was not me this time.
Okay. I'm just trying to look out for you.
Yes, I know. It wasn't me. Did you notice they said that this had been rebuilt?
Yeah. I don't think we should go back to the room.
I don't think we should either. I want to kind of grab his elbow basically and kind of slink off towards the group, but kind of hang back a little bit. So like we're with the group, but not, making ourselves obvious.
Okay. So back with the and you kind of get that last bit of the conversation as Lockfrey speaks of these individuals having these weird moments of they were glitching. I don't know what exactly you're speaking on. It might have just been when the power went out, the lighting caused changes in what you saw. But we don't do hologram people.
But it happened before the lights.
Athena?
Can I not square up to the guy, but I want to get real close to him. And
he's like,
lean my face in and just. And I just want to sniff and then ascertain facial features whilst he's talking.
what kind? You just want to get an idea of like his facial structure?
Is his eyes like? Do you know when some people talk and they're nervous about trying to cover something up and they're kind of like looking like away and stuff?
I will tell you, you can just tell Terrence is pretty straightforward, pretty honest. If there is something, he doesn't know.
Okay.
If you could just step back, please. I don't want to have to try to. Like I don't know what's going on or what you saw or I just know I got to get everyone back to their domicile space.
Right.
Of course. When exactly was the power outage?
You said when?
Where?
Where?
What? Where is the power controlled?
Wait. Each sphere has its own central power station in its own control space. So it would be located in that location.
I see. And where is that?
Kind of like looks at you. I'm pretty sure I can't tell you that.
You please answer the question for me?
I'm pretty sure I can't tell you that either.
Very well, I suppose we'll have to find it on our own. After all, someone's going to have to solve this mystery.
Hi. It's just kind of like butts in. She's like really low. God, she's the worst. She gets like really low and she's just like, hey, so like, what are you looking for? Like, maybe I can help, like use some of my, status and whatever, if this is gonna like bring the power back, because I can really only deal with like my battery. I mean, I'm just like really bad about like charging my phone, so I'm only on like 17% right now, so like I can't deal with like backup energy, and plus the lighting is just it's like it's doing no favors for my skin.
Well, our friend Terrence here was just about to show us the way to the power station. Is that correct?
What? That's not what I said. No, I'm pretty sure I didn't say I was gonna do that. I'm escorting you to. I can take you to your domicile space if you'd like.
Haze will like stand up and be like, okay, Terrence, like, just this once, could you show us where the power station is? Just this. It's like a tour thing, right? And it's just kind of perfect because nobody's out here, and then you won't have to deal with people being like, oh my god, here's Hayley, oh my god, you're just here and I'm so excited, it's just like, it's like, making your job like a little easier too.
Miss Hayley is correct, and well, if you're there to chaperone, I'm sure nothing would go wrong.
Well, I have to keep you safe, but also make sure you don't break anything or go areas you shouldn't be. But like you are
The
on the
only
tour.
way that you can guarantee that is if you are in the room with us.
I can't. Okay. I can give you a small tour of the adjoining spaces, but I can't take you there. I don't even have access to the actual spaces.
Well, why don't you bring us close to there and we will find our own way.
Okay, let me just message control and see if we can do that. Then I'll let you know.
That would be so awesome, Terrence. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the effort that you're putting into everything, and like, you look really nice too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure.
SOC, this is Clayton. I've got some individuals that they don't want to head to their domicile. They want to continue on the tour. Uh-huh. Are we allowed to do that to them? No. Okay. Got it. Okay, I was told to take you to your domicile or I will lose my job.
Oh, okay. Well, then we have to go to our domicile. I am definitely not going to be responsible for getting someone else fired. Not this year.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm saving up for a big thing, so I gotta keep this job.
Hey, like, what is it though? You have to tell me. Like, you're gonna like get a dog?
No, I'm getting an engagement ring for my boyfriend.
Oh, that is so sweet. Oh my god. I just can't even deal with that. Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can we take you to your domicile, and then if you'd like in the morning or once we get this all sorted out, I can try to figure out how to get you guys the rest of your tour. I'm sure this power thing will be done. It usually doesn't take long. It's maybe an hour or two at most just to get the power to recycle. It's a big station.
Totally totes. It's great. Let's go. Yeah, it'll be great.
Okay.
Come on.
And then he just kind of like he kind of motions for you to go because he's like, I gotta be behind you. I gotta kind of keep an eye.
Yeah, Haze will go. She's not gonna get this guy fired.
Does everyone else go?
Yes. I wanted to ask a question about the APD very quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm trying to figure out the full extent of how I can use this. So there's currently power issues, and the
Yes.
APD is able to kind of detect things in a sense.
Yep.
Electronically, Aether speaking. Sorry. Am I able to use my APD to effectively identify any local area fluctuations?
With an APD, you can scan where there's power enough to actually use. Basically, it gives you a minor electroreception. You can see where electricity kind of is flowing, just to get an idea where something might be.
Okay, perfect. In that case, as we're walking, literally on Athena's left arm, there's actually this kind of screen that gets kind of brought up, and she just starts tapping away on it and like swipes something like twice, then just kind of stares at it, then nods, then like completely just gets rid of it, and then just continues on as normal.
Okay. Terrence will not notice this because Terrence is just make sure that the 6 of you don't collectively get him fired.
Fair.
So you get escorted over to your domicile space, which is the hallway area, and there's like from the side you'll see there's actually a small little common area too that has like some chairs, some sofas in case. And it's like you don't have to go to your rooms. We just need to keep you on this side of things and as you kind of come into the final area, you'll see that it's well lit. All the power seems working here. All power goes to the domicile areas to make sure everything's functional. So recreational areas and so on tend to not have full power at the moment. So if you just stay here, you'll get the alert letting you know power's back on and things should be. And you see him kind of look. Actually, it'll be bedtime soon. Actually, so
It's gonna be bedtime soon.
yeah, we have a station curfew because time doesn't work functionally in the same cycle. So we have to make sure that everybody kind of gets the same sleep pattern so that we can all function appropriately.
But shouldn't we do shifts so the station is always running?
that's what we do.
Okay. Real quick before we go night or whatever, the loudspeaker mentioned that the wing we were just in had been rebuilt. Did something happen?
Not something happened. Something didn't happen. It's complicated. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that either.
I think we would all feel a lot safer if we knew, really what was going on here.
When this one was being built during one of the expansions, there was a strange power surge where we used the wrong aether fuel, and it caused an issue with this part of the wing on initial construction. It happens from time to time. The metal was unable to withstand the force, and it kind of collapsed on itself the first time.
Oh.
Nothing major then.
No, it
No
happens.
big deal.
It's been reinforced, and it can't happen now. That's why we do the testing, and then before we let individuals in. It's happened before with Bravo and actually with Delta, trying to get it all to function in low orbit with the multiple spheres. The way my boyfriend explained it, with the way that the gravitational force of the spheres worked, they kind of sometimes collided with each other.
Right, and this definitely isn't the same kind of power surge that you had the first time.
No, this one's different. This one's just I think it was an oversurge of trying to burst power to the rec areas for the new accommodation. We have power flow directly for all the members of the space station. Adding in new civilians caused a reroute that they probably didn't account for, and But the fact that there's power here means we're fine. If last time power went out entirely across the entire sphere, and then bad things happened. But power's here, so...
How long have you been stationed here?
I live here. I was born and raised.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. It's my home.
Okay, so, the next time I see you, I want to see pictures of you and your boyfriend. I'm so about this, wedding. It's my dream now.
Well,
I love it.
Well, if all things go well, you'll see him tomorrow. He's one of the lead scientists, actually.
Very cool. So impressive. I
But
love it.
You got to keep it a secret. I'm not allowed security, and is not supposed to interact too much with that part of the department. Makes things complicated.
Oh my gosh, yes. Don't worry. I won't say anything to anybody.
Okay. Well, just relax for a while. This area will be kind of locked down. There's amenities as you need. Food is necessary, and those points to the fridge area and so on. And if you need anything, any of those buttons, and he points these red buttons around the area. There are intercoms to let us know that you need us come down. Otherwise, we'll be doing our normal patrols. This is actually my section, so I'll be here all night.
You see, and Sugar tends to get a little bit antsy when they can't wander. If I need to take them out for a bit of a walk.
Unfortunately, you can only stay within the domicile area, so you can walk around the common area. But the rec space, maybe in a few hours if it comes on before the official curfew kick in. Otherwise, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. And you'll know the lights, and he points at how the lights they have this white dimness to them. That signifies that it's night. It'll turn yellow for more of a sunrise feel to mimic the essence of the sun. So right now it's a soft white, and it'll dim further for night. Hopefully, I'm gonna go do my patrols, and if you need anything, just push the button.
Before the doors close, what do the doors like? How do they close? Are they sliding doors?
They're double door sliding that kind of hit each other, and then you hear the kss meaning that the whatever it is latches at some point on the door.
Can I just try to put my hand in and stop it when it closes, just to see what happens?
You want to try to put your hand before it's closing?
Yeah, like as it closes, what happens?
It stops like right before your hand, and then you feel like a hydraulic wind push, so that way it can close safely, making sure your hand doesn't get crushed.
Okay, so but it does stay open.
I know it closed at once. The wind will push, and it'll be more momentum than your hand could hold, so the door will close without crushing your hand, essentially closing itself seal. It's one of those like airlock pressure styles, so that it ensures it doesn't crush people.
Okay. Is it still unlocked?
Seemingly, the door does seem that it has the sensor above, but there does seem to be like a little lever that you could try to pull on the side to open it.
All right, I pull the lever.
As you do, you hear click, and the door doesn't open, and then after a few moments, it opens. And Terrence, did you need something?
Oh, no, I was just trying to see if we were locked in, or if you were just taking us at our word.
Yeah, it locks you in. Yeah, I got an alert that there was a air pressure so I thought something got jammed inside of the door. So you're okay?
Perfectly fine. Quick question. If we're completely sealed in, how exactly is air coming into this area?
Artificial air is being processed through any points like these small little slits along the corners of the room space. Airflow just continuously is processed through the generator that generates the lights. Also is consistently pushing air.
I need to ask, actually, for security purposes. If so happens to be a fault with this air pressure system into any given room, do the doors unlock or stay locked?
To my understanding, if there's an air pressure issue, the doors will open to ensure that air flows from another vent. So if all vents cease functioning in this space, then the alternative spaces will then open to provide proper airflow and will be alerted.
You see, I must know these things in case Miss Hayley's room becomes a hazard.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
Very well.
Anything could happen, just so weird up here, Terrence, honestly.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go do my patrols.
Sounds great.
And like steps back and stay clear of the door this time. And Terrence actually still watches the door as it closes, kind of like you seeing making sure it closes. And
You guys ask way too many questions. If you're gonna try to sneak out, I feel like, asking how to sneak out is not the way to approach that.
Seriously, guys, you just gotta commit. You just gotta do it. Less talking.
Just commit to the
out
bit.
after the fact. Yeah, commit to the bit. Exactly. That's our motto. Honestly, should probably be yours too. Are you guys wanting to get out?
As I
you
said
offering
to the
to-
guard, it's a security thing.
And
Do all of us want to get out?
I think so. And then James will reach into their pocket and pull out like this little, essentially blowtorch type thing. It's a breaching tool.
You're pulling out the breaching tool. Okay.
I told Carly I was going to commit arson, so.
Yeah.
I will help with that. I also have a breaching tool.
Gonna high five you upon saying that. Just be like, yes.
That's not the type of preparation I expected, but it's not one I'm surprised by, and I feel like that's the problem.
Before we breach anything,
Wait.
is Terrence not just right there?
Terrence is on the other side of the door, so Terrence is
Yeah.
not in this immediate space.
Right.
100%
No,
he's
but
right
the
there.
door that we're about to open, Terrence is
Never
just
mind.
on the other side.
No. Look.
Uh-huh.
Here's what we do, okay? We cut a little peephole in it so we can look out, right? See if he's there. Because he said he was doing rounds, right?
Does it not make noise?
Probably, but
Are you guys criminals?
I'd prefer not to answer
No.
that.
I was mistaken. I actually traded out that item. I initially had picked it, but I ended up going with the bolt cutters instead.
I have those, don't worry.
Are you guys?
Probably.
Oh, absolutely not, actually. Quite the opposite, in fact.
I will say,
Lockfrey
as you're
Tenement, private investigator.
having this conversation, one of the other areas of this domicile, the other civilians you came in with on the ship, one of them comes over to the common space, grabs something from the fridge, looks over at you, and then goes back to their room.
Hi.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
pleasant evening we're having today.
Yeah.
I point at them. Message. You look confused. What's going on?
I'm going to my room. And then they just go back into their room.
These vents, they're small slits in.
Yeah, they seemingly like picture like normal air vents, but like smaller and more along the corners as opposed to like flat, like so. They
Yeah,
have
so we can't get through them.
Yeah, no, they're not.
There's no
like,
convenient vent that
Yeah.
we can just pull
Yeah.
off and go
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, this is not one of those where you can and then go through
Yeah,
Die
I
Hard
figured.
But I'm
style.
so small.
Well, if we can get out, I have something that might be able to help us be a little sneakier.
My question is, why are we getting out? I mean, I know we all want out. We're gonna go investigate why the power's down, right? Like that's our.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out why those people just glitched. That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
Sorry,
want to
people
know.
did what?
They just like
They froze and then they got like, you know how sometimes when you're doing Aether calls on your device and the screen just kind of freezes for a second and then your body starts moving in motion, but the image is the same, so it looks weird. That's what they did in real life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Weird. Very, very strange. But, I mean, I don't know. Haze will look over to Athena and just be like, I don't know, is this like worth getting somebody fired for?
It's not my job to care about somebody else's job. Just your life
Yes.
and my job.
Well, I mean, okay, despite the fact that this kind of sounds like a setup for like a movie where like a bunch of like aliens like rip into the ship and like murder me, actually write that down. Great plot for a movie. I'm gonna totally pitch that when I get back.
Don't
But
worry, if aliens pop into the ship, I'll get them.
I don't think any aliens are going to pop onto this ship. Actually, Miss Hayley, personally, I think for your best protection, you should go back to your domicile.
great. I love that for me, honestly.
Are you all?
Great.
You're all kind of clumped together by this doorway having this conversation. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Not like
So
right
Yeah.
next to the door, but yeah.
they're not
Adrian-
exactly subtle.
Haze and Lockfrey, each of you will suddenly feel a sense of drowsiness, and you will fall unconscious.
Damn.
Right? But it
Okay, that's unexpected. So,
immediately checking that Adrian still has
yeah,
a
I'm
pulse.
checking
Yeah.
Hayley's vitals. Yeah.
All vitals are fine. They just seem to
I'm
be
shaking Beau I'm shaking Lockfrey violently.
all right. And as you kind of do that, Lockfrey does come awake. A simple shake awake. Lockfrey, you just felt like you fell asleep randomly.
Are you coming down with narcolepsy?
Terribly sorry. This doesn't normally happen. Could I, take 10 minutes, wouldn't it?
And right now, Adrian and Haze are still both conked out on the
Yeah.
floor.
Gonna do
I
the
will
same
gently wake Haze up. Yeah.
And you
Could
each kind of
I
wake
take
up.
a look around and see if there's any like any type of aethercraft that might be causing this effect to happen.
Do you have like a detect magic type thing going on?
I could cast it if that was necessary.
From just an immediate observation, you don't see anything that could cause that. Nothing would seemingly do that.
Okay.
However, I do need everyone to roll me a perception now.
Yeah.
Ooh, yay.
Jesus. 12.
Roll my dice. Come on.
3.
12.
Okay.
Never
Is
this
Nat
Does-
20.
Nat 20. Does anyone else
I
get a
also got a
above-
nat 20.
Nice!
Detectives!
Investigators!
I got a 16.
16?
But my
Alright.
passive perception is 19.
First off, okay.
Jesus.
Wow.
We'll take the passive,
What?
okay? If anyone has a passive greater than 17, or rolled a greater than a 17, you will start to hear something that goes reminiscent of like a printer. That sound of its paper being moved and the sound of something being scanned, echoing softly, very faintly within this domicile quarters from one of the rooms in this area. And then anyone that rolled at least a 14 or higher, you will hear at least a mumbled yelp, maybe? It's a very sharp before silence.
I open the door immediately. I try to open the door. I try to open the door
To head out?
to see like.
Is it
Wait,
in one of the
first I need
other
to ask,
rooms, or
where
In one
did
of the
it
rooms.
sound like the whimper
Okay.
came from?
It all-
Outside the door?
Not outside the door, inside the space you're in one of the many rooms in which one of the individuals, and with the natural
Oh.
20s, specifically
Makes sense.
the individual who came out to grab something from the fridge, the room they went in made the weird noise.
I go to that door immediately and knock on it.
Investigate.
Alright, you
I
knock
open
on
it.
it.
I just straight up open it.
The door is locked.
Okay.
I see
Not
Haze
Would
has a
Would
hand up.
infiltration tools let me open that?
So with this door, there are two options. You believe in infiltration tools would help you pick the lock, which is extremely hard, only for the fact that you see that there is basically a terminal attached to the door, meaning that anything with a tech to it would probably require an Aether infiltration device, which would be easier.
I have
To
one
get
of
inside.
those too.
So then you can try to use an Aether infiltration device or infiltration tools to get through the door.
Okay. Oh, drop the die. That's probably not gonna do it. That would be Dex and proficiency, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, yeah, that only comes to a 14.
With the Aether infiltration device?
Mhm.
With that, by using that device, the terminal lights up and then turns red, having a caution sign on it now.
Why are we trying to break into it?
Oh, shoot,
Athena?
I should have guidanced myself.
Athena, hand up, yeah.
Muty. Is it possible to run my own coding through that system?
You can.
Okay. Because I don't just have the... What was you using, an APD or an IED? AID.
The AID, I believe, right? Sure, you're using the Aether infiltration device specifically, not the APD, the Aether port device.
Oh, I had the Aether port device, not the Aether infiltration device. That was my bad. So let's say the 14 was on the infiltration kit.
Okay, so then there's no terminal change, just you try to get through, and this lock is ridiculous.
Okay.
So
I'm going to saunter over and just stare at the panel for a second. Then I'm going to pull not a longish wire, but it's basically so on this wrist mount thing that I have, I can pull out a little cable. And is there any like ports for this terminal?
each of these door terminals, much like many other you've seen in main terminals, do have like a small, seemingly like access port panel it's easy to pop open. You stick something to pop it open, kind of like how remotes have that little pop off to get into that reset button.
Okay. I'm gonna jack that into that, and I'm gonna pull something from my pocket and basically plug it into the wrist mount. And then I'm gonna start doing stuff on the wrist mount kind of projector.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to route one of my infiltration programs I've made through my Dido through the AID system and into the door control.
All right, so go ahead and give me the roll with the device, and I know with your background you can go ahead and give me advantage.
Okay. So just remind me very quickly. I'm gonna roll. What is the exact roll that I'm doing? It's a D20.
So it could either be Dex in the tool. You can also use Intelligence in the tool if you wish. Either is because you can use the tool or Technology to get in, whichever skill you want to use.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, Athena, be careful. It sounded like a bunch of printers.
Athena literally just looks over her shoulder, just side eyes, and then goes back to what she's doing. She doesn't even respond to it. Okay, so just because I want to ask, so my technology is 7, but my tool would be proficiency plus dexterity.
Yeah, so you can either use the tool, which is Dex plus the tool proficiency, or you can use your technology skill.
I'll use technology. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
either works when you use the device.
Okay, so it's advantage. Okay, 25.
25, okay. So as it's kind of going through, you can kind of see numbers moving on the screen as it's entering a series of data points, and then suddenly this blue screen turns green, and you hear ding, and then you hear the compression of air, and then the sound of something releasing, assuming that the door is unlocked, unless you want to automatically open it, but it does sound like the door is now released.
Okay, I will have she will pull the jack out and basically have the rubber hand on the hilt of her sword, and then just kind of look behind her again at the others.
Oh, yeah.
And she's gonna look at she's gonna look to Jim and Adrian specifically, and then just kind of gesture over.
Jim will kind of pop his knuckles, and we'll just like pull open his jacket, hand Adrian a little knife.
Yep.
Here you go. And then on his back, James has like this little, almost like tube, like, you know, in National Treasure where the Constitution's in like the little tube. That's what it is. He pulls out this thing, and it's basically, he kind of unfolds it, puts it together, and it's a trident. And he's like, yep.
I'm just like limbering up.
There we go then.
So what do? The door has been unlocked. It has not been opened. Some of you know what sounds you've heard behind this door.
Athena's gonna hold up just like that, and then point to door, and then lingers the finger over the button again, waiting for anyone that wants to get involved with this to get in position.
Lockfrey is going to saunter over and pull out their thread that they've been working with. You see it has a light blue glow to it.
Okay.
I'm ready when you are.
You sure?
Oh, quite.
And I think, Sugar, I see your subtitles, but you're muted.
Yeah, and then I would pull out my blade and shield. Yeah.
Ugh, everyone's a warrior.
Like, as everybody like gets up to do this, Haze just kind of like puts her head back and is like, I just don't want to do this. And she like gets up. It is very dramatic. It's like feet dragging, head lulled back. Okay, fine, I'm gonna help, but like I don't want to get arrested. I can't get arrested again.
Then don't film it.
You see Sugar bouncing on her toes, waiting excitedly for the door to open.
Okay, and
Button.
So everyone, I'm assuming, has a clear view of the doorway to see inside of the room. So then as the door opens, what you see before you is a scene that's hard for any individual to re-describe. As you see these large, monstrous creatures, one whose skin mimics this altered red color, almost like magenta. Another whose skin is bluish in hue, almost illuminating. It's a cyan-like. Another whose skin matches a sunflower and it's decrepit in form, yellow. And another whose skin is almost absence of color, an essence of black. Each one holding this humanoid by each of their one limbs. One holding an arm, another the other. One holding a leg, the other. And before them is this creature seemingly made of pure light, walking forward as this individual is trying to yell in pain, but there's this strange light that's covering their mouth, muffling the sound as this being of pure white energy walks forward, walks through the humanoid, whose body then is reduced down to the bone, burned, and then dust. And you see as the light starts to coalesce, fade, and the light form then shifts. The light recedes and reveals an image of the body you just saw return to ash.
Have they seen us?
They have not. They're facing in opposite direction, so the light has walked away from the door towards the person. Seemingly all focus is towards the wall away from the door.
In all honesty, Athena's just gonna put the hand back up and just be like, push to the sides, people. But what everyone else does is beyond me.
I do what Athena tells me to do immediately.
I feel like Adrian is running in.
Yeah, and I'm following after after Adrian.
You're Jim, damn it.
I know.
All right, so the Calacattas are running in. Athena and Haze have stepped out. Sugar and Lockfrey, what are you doing so we can gauge the reactions?
Do I recognize these things at all?
Let's see. Go ahead and roll me intelligence, either Arcana or technology.
I would take Arcana, please and thank you.
Also, Athena, because of your background, go ahead and give me technology check.
Just a single base roll, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. 24.
24, and Lockfrey? 1. So Lockfrey, you have no idea. Athena, you have heard of this. These strange creatures. There are aberrations that people know that may be described in alien as nature. However, there's another type. Digital aberrations, in which things from the internet come into our world to interface, to interact. You've only heard of, it's like folk tales, horror, of these creatures that literally will take the molecules of an individual, tear them asunder, and reprint their forms.
Okay, that's metal.
Would you say that these are
Okay.
digital monsters?
Yeah. Yes, these
First
are digital aberrations, also known as they're digital monsters that have become physically tangible.
I'm here for it.
In that
I know
case,
what I want to do as an action immediately. I am going to call up my class feature, Pack Mentality. And any number of willing creatures I choose within 30 feet of me get 1d4 once a turn that they can apply to attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws.
Mm-hmm. Basically, it's bless, but, I think more people for pack mentality.
Also less powerful because bless lets you do that on every roll, but it doesn't include ability checks.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a give and take.
Yeah. So you all get these extra bonus as that doesn't require an extra speaking. So these creatures seemingly do not notice. So it seems like the only people charging in is James and Adrian. I know, Athena, you said knowing what you know, are you changing your action?
Knowing what I know, based on myth and legend of these things, am I likely to want to screw with these things?
These ones? No. Not. Maybe one, maybe even two, but seeing a full set of specifically the CMYK, all 4 colors.
She is actually sugar. She is, and she sees Adrian and Jim just tear themselves in there specifically. What Athena has essentially done is rolled her back against the. Imagine you're stacking up against the door, tactical SWAT team. She's done that, and she's, instead of had the hand on the hilt, she's actually gone for the pistol instead, because she's thinking, I don't want to be near these things. And she's going to call out from around the corner and basically be like, I really, really would not do that if I was you. And that's probably all I have time to say, given that Jim and Adrian seem pretty freaking rapid in there.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
James and Adrian, you both you're the only two that actually actively charge in. So there is technically 5 creatures. Yeah, Lockfrey?
Could I cast Entanglement before they charge in?
You want to cast Entangle in the room?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead and you give me Entangle. I believe that's a saving throw that they have to make.
Yes, I do believe so.
Are you entangling us or the monsters?
No, the monsters.
Okay,
That's a
I just
fair
wanted to make
question.
sure.
Yeah,
I
you-
know.
Super fair
Stop
question,
moving. We're not
honestly.
I
doing
was
it.
like, I mean, it works.
All right.
It's a strength saving throw for them.
Strength saving throw. Let me find. All right. That is a 17. I think that's the lowest, because they all have, the rest of them have higher bonuses. Yes, 17 is the lowest.
The lowest was a 17.
Yes.
God damn.
So
We're in
fucked.
danger.
We're so fucked.
Yeah, they all make it.
All right.
These silvery blue threads kind of burst out of the ground and try to wrap around them. So they just rip out of them.
So,
But the area is, I believe it's difficult terrain. Yeah, it's now difficult terrain.
However, James and Adrian, you'll be able to get there in enough time to then still do what you want to do. You have cyan, magenta, yellow, and black there. There is also the reconstructed individual. Who are you going for, and what are you doing?
I want to just go ahead, and as soon as I get in there, I want to unleash Black Veil.
Okay.
Which, actually, before I do that, I have a question.
Yes.
Since Jim is also Maleadite, would he be immune to Black Veil? Because it's any creature within 10 feet has to make a charisma save or be frightened.
I believe it's any creature. You cannot have it, anyone's immune to it. So it's everyone within range.
So even though he has it, he still is
Yes.
affected by it? Okay, cool. Never mind. I will not do that then. Cool. I got to rethink what you doing.
Which one is like the closest to us?
The closest would probably be the yellow and black. So the closest to the door would be black.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and I'll actually go ahead and essentially like tap my arm. And I would like my little shield to come up if that's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna stand in front of Adrian and like the door, and just trying to keep them back here, essentially.
Okay. And that leaves Adrian to make your action.
Yeah. In that case, I will just kind of be ready. If one of them approaches me, I'm gonna smack it. But I'm not gonna run up and start hitting.
Okay. So they do turn over after seeing the entanglement vines come up, and each of the creatures look at you, from the smallest one, the black one, staring more directly, while the others kind of look at one another. And then the individual that seems to be remade turns to look. And this smile forms as light pours out of their mouth for a moment. And they snap their fingers, and each one of these digital aberrations seem to deconstruct themselves slowly until they're gone. Sugar?
I just had a question because I don't see it in the character sheet in the class.
Mm-hmm.
I have the ability to manifest the wild fury spirit, but it doesn't say whether that's like an action, a bonus action, a reaction.
In the class feature, it is a bonus action to summon it as part of
Okay.
Astral Manifestation feature.
Can we actually say that on the turn that I cast, that I activated my class feature, I also brought my spirit up then?
Yeah. I will, because that could be part of the same action. I believe
Yeah, it's
a
an
bonus
action and a bonus action.
Yeah. Astral Manifestation to summon is a bonus action. No, as an action to manifest it.
Oh, okay. So no, I didn't do that yet.
So after you see these digital beings seemingly deconstruct themselves, they reconstruct behind each of you on the other side of the hallway. All four of them right behind you. As the figure of light. Interesting. You were supposed to be asleep. You have a chance to say nothing on what you saw, and we'll let you carry on. For soon, the sovereign will fall, and the world will see what beauty there is. And then those digital they each move to the side, allowing the space for you to walk away if you so choose. But they don't do anything. They just stand there. And the light figure just stares at James and Adrian.
So the ear things we have, let us...
You can do sending with, basically you can cast message, sending it to whoever has the other one. Or
Right.
you can speak out loud and let them hear it if they so choose.
Okay, so I can do this without anyone else hearing.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say, do we pretend we won't say anything and just use this for later?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll kind of get rid of my little stance and just walk away.
Miss Hayley, get over immediately.
Right. Yeah. She comes right over.
Just don't move suddenly.
Okay.
It's literally I'm just moving over here to where I am.
Do you all
Slowly
take
moves
this?
over.
Do you walk away from the room as the space has been provided?
Yep.
I take a few steps back, and I'm gonna cast Bless on me, Lockfrey, and I think the one that Sugar thinks looks cool, Aethrgeist.
Cool points, yes.
And then so Adrian and James, you leave the room.
Yep.
Yep.
The door, you see the individual come to the door, press their hand on the panel, and the door closes. And those digistructed aberrations start to just walk away. And they seemingly walk through the door where Terrence had closed behind, and their bodies seem to deconstruct as they walk through it, one after the other.
We're just letting them go.
Can I
No.
Can I catch the door?
They're actually phasing through the door, seemingly.
No, but of the
Oh, of the
construct
room?
thing.
Yeah. You can stop the room. You put your hand through. It does to try to win pressure. This one's not as strong as the other, so the door doesn't close. And you could see it kind of look down.
What exactly are you?
I am the future.
The future. And forgive me, what exactly do you want?
To allow our sovereign to fall.
What exactly
allow-
does that mean?
Do you wish to see what happens when royalty reigns?
I'd rather no one reign.
I can show you what is to come. It is inevitable.
Does it involve turning me into a pile of ashes?
That is for the chosen. You have not been selected.
So you're saying you can just show us the future?
I can show you what happens when the sovereign falls.
Oh, like, who's the sovereign?
And then their hand moves in a flash of light, and you're all kind of blinded for a moment. And then you kind of rub your eyes, and you see yourself floating in space, seemingly. You can see this space station, but you're on the outside of it. You look at one another, and you're each kind of looking digitized, if you will, almost like projections of your own selves.
How fast can I fly?
You seemingly can't move very well. It's almost like difficult terrain if you were to try to move. So, it's basically difficult terrain. And the light figure stands before you. For you see, and look points up towards the moon, and you see the dark spot and a small white dot shining like light in the middle. Our sovereign. And then you all feel yourself being pulled through space towards the moon, and you see all of that darkness on the moon is a mass of hundreds, thousands of creatures on the moon piling on top of one another. And you see them forming almost like a viscous bubble of darkness forming at the edge as it's building, expanding, and slowly rupturing itself, trying to pull from the moon. And you see in the middle, the light, a figure of a individual adorned in royal clothes. Our sovereign is prepared to fall. And then they snap their finger and the light moves you down towards planet side, and you see that darkness coming. It ruptures as these creatures start to rain from space like a meteorite, colliding with the ground, so much so that it starts to cover the sun. This blackened mist, this ash, consumes the light. Soon, you shall experience the endless nightfall. And then you all wake up in the middle of the Kama Rune area. And that is where the session ends. That wraps up Chapter 1 of Nightfall, an anime adventure using the Deep Breath RPG system. I'd like to go around the room to let everyone know who you are, who you played, where they can find you, and stuff like that. We're going to go counterclockwise, though, so I can be nice to Carly. You're welcome. So go ahead and take it away, Cori.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? My name is Cori. I use she, they pronouns. You can follow me on Twitter, Lovedays, LOVDAYS_. You can catch me here every other Wednesday playing in nicest contention, and also every Saturday for a little bit with this game and this wonderful crew. I was James Calacatta, I don't know, we're still gonna figure that out, it's fine. Ameliadite Vanguard.
Delightful. The Vanguard is the Deep Breath version of the Fighter with some minor changes more so to the subclasses, and I'm excited to see those subclasses in full action. Trust and believe it's going to be in full force for the next chapter. Moving over to Steph.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Steph. You can find me on, I use she, her pronouns. You can find me on all social medias at Plain Ethereal. That's PLAIN. Wow, really had to think about that. late over here. Yeah, and I played your favorite celebrity influencer, Hayley, a human Zodian blessed by the flame, who just like really wants to go to bed. Yeah. See you later, hey babies.
The Hey Babies.
Hey babies.
Krimsin.
Hey, I'm Crimson Galaxy. You can catch me over on Crimson Galaxy RPG, separated with underscores, on Twitch and on Instagram. You can catch me at sin_gal on Twitter. And you can catch me on Friday nights playing a Super Sentai RPG over on the channel Nerds with Dice, where I'm playing the Silver Ranger. And it's a really good time. We actually... Yeah, I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, and I was playing Sugar Diamond, the Delam Soothsayer of the Hunt.
Oh, and I'm excited to see what happens when the full summoning kicks in. And trust and believe, it's going to be fire. As we move over to Isla.
Hello, I'm Isla, mostly known on the web as Phoenix Over. That's... don't make me spell it. FENIKZOVA. I don't know how I managed to do that, given it's 6 in the morning. The mania has hit. I was do this in the right order. You can find me other than here. You will find me on Thursdays at 8 p.m. EST on the Lost City of Adranis over on Infinite RP _ on Twitch, where I play Captain Kimura Thunderfawn, a gunslinger elf who has a bit of a hard-ass complex because I'm very dynamic in my character playstyle. I was playing Athena Black, the Akkadian mercenary shinobi. Yeah, but it's known as Aethrgeist. Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
I love the energy in that. You're like, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm telling you, next chapter, you know. Beau.
Hello everyone, my name is Beau. I use they them pronouns, and you can find me all over the internet as Dorky Teacher, except on Twitch where it's just Dorky Teacher. Yeah, that is the channel that I play games 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You can also find me over on the Critical Misses channel, where we have a new game that just started recently of Good Society. If you've ever heard of that game, it is a Jane Austen themed game where we are all playing as proper members of society in the Regency era, and we are making it very queer. So if you want to see us, you know, do all sorts of shenanigans, lots of drama, there has already been a wedding that has been called off. Lots of drama happening.
Oh, the drama, the suspense, it's killing me.
It's great.
And
it's me.
Carly, I saved you for last, so hopefully...
You did.
I got you.
Still pressure, but it's fine. Hello, I'm Carly. I go by any pronouns. And I was Adrian, Calacatta tonight. But you can find me otherwise at Carlybug, CRLYBUG, because with the A was taken. On basically every social media. You can find me here every other Wednesday with Cori doing Nisus with my little southern wizard, and I'm a little attached to her. So yeah.
Alright, and I have been the storyteller, J Casual. You can find me on all social media at Just2Casual. And all of these amazing classes, species, and the setting all built within Deep Breath RPG, the retrofuturistic urban fantasy setting, and inspired by anime, manga, and Japanese role-playing games where magic meets technology. As you can see, the line between what is magical and what is technological is pretty much not there. It is all in one and all in the same. You can find out all about that on Deep Breath RPG on Twitter and Instagram, but more importantly, you can check out the website deepbreathrpg.com to follow on everything we're working on. If you sign up to join up the email list, you can actually get a sample adventure and some of the advanced stuff on the classes and species and the setting to maybe play some sessions of your own, also including playtest content, all that. You can also check out the Ko-Fi on there, because writing a TTRPG as a queer black creator in today's economy is hard. but you know, you contribute to it, I will be grateful, and maybe it'll help me write more, and also because I'm hoping to employ BIPOC and LGBTQ+ to work on the project, because that's my goal, to help build the community that supports me. So I'm dropping that all in the command with Deep Breath RPG and all that. So stay tuned for the next chapter, which will be next Saturday at the same time, 7 p.m. Pacific, where you can find out what happens now that they have found about these digital constructs that are working to, well, reprint reality? Question mark. And more importantly, is Terrence okay? We'll only know if you come back on the next chapter. Thank you all. Remember, positivity is a commodity worth spending. Negativity is not a debt worth collecting. But above all else, stay casual.